Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today, after the old day job, I am off to check out the new M. Night Shyamalan film, Trap, starring Josh Hartnett. So what's the plot of this film? Well, it tells the story of a dad who decides to take his daughter to a concert one night. And wouldn't you know it, this whole concert was nothing but a big facade. They put on this concert to try to catch this crazy killer that's running amok in the population. Yep, the police of the city have put together a fake concert to try to catch a serial killer. And guess what? That serial killer might be that dad that took his daughter to go see the pop star. Alright guys, now I am not necessarily not looking forward to seeing this movie. I'm always looking forward to seeing an M. Night Shyamalan film. I am one of those people that honestly feel like he's had more hits than misses. One of these days I might do a ranking video on M. Night Shyamalan, but right now let's just talk about Trap. You know, this is something that I just want to get off my chest when it comes to this film. Now, if this movie follows the trailer, then that trailer gave away way too much, which I'm really disappointed in, because that seems to be the thing that always destroys the M. Night Shyamalan films, is a really poorly executed trailer. It did it to him in The Village and other movies. I'm not going to go into it, but there's been several of them that maybe it's just the way his films are, because they've got the twists and turns and so on and so forth. It's just hard to advertise them, I suppose, but I really hope that there's more to it than we saw in the trailer, because the trailer gives like so much stuff away. And to be perfectly honest, it makes me just slightly disinterested in the film, because it gives so much away, and M. Night Shyamalan is known so much for having, again, lots of hidden twists and turns and so on and so forth. So I'm wondering if maybe the trailer is to throw you off scent a little bit, and maybe, just maybe, what we see in the trailer is not necessarily what we're going to see in the film. So you know what, guys, there's only one way for me to find out, and that is, well, first, go finish my day at the old day job, and then I'm off to check out Trap. Welcome back, just getting home, and guys, I didn't really like this movie too awful much, to be perfectly honest. So let's get this started, shall we? Let's get things started with the negatives, then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. Now, this movie, in my opinion, came off very difficult to suspend my disbelief. Let's put it that way. It's a very campy and silly film. A lot of the events in this movie just happen because Josh Hartnett's character, the serial killer, has this amazing ability to just ask people questions, and then they just do whatever he wants. And it's not like it's some kind of mystical power. I think it's poor writing, because he literally walks up to people and he just says things, and then they do stuff for him, or they just let him get on by. And it's not that he's playing a very, unnoticeable type of guy. I mean, yes, he kind of comes off as an everyday dude. It just seems awfully strange that these guys are so easy to give out information about what's going on. And what I was talking about with the trailer. Okay, so this scene is in the trailer, so I am not spoiling anything for you, okay? So in the trailer, Josh Hartnett's character, Cooper, comes up to a guy at a merch booth, okay? The merch guy. And he's buying a t-shirt. And then the merch guy completely tells him everything that's going on. He tells him, oh yeah, so the police think that this really crazy serial killer guy called the Butcher, he's gonna be here tonight. I don't know why I know this, but I do know this. But anyways, like, there's tons of cops everywhere, and it's gonna be super hard to get out out of here. And I felt like in that moment they should have just gone, what the hell, and went, bah, 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 because the movie is just silly. Like, why do people do this for him? There's a moment where they kind of give like a clue that maybe, just maybe, he has some kind of control over people because he's just such a nice kind of feeling dude, but in fact he's a big sociopath, so he has like no real emotions. Everything he's doing is just mimicking things, no empathy, no nothing, right? But really, he just asks questions. All right, the best way to put it is he's basically Ned Flanders if Ned Flanders decided to dibbly kill somebody, because that's what he does. He walks around, he talks to the guy at the merch booth, which is one of the most unrealistic conversations in the entire world. Like, no police are going to tell everybody what's going on. They're not going to have some big meeting and break down their plan in little bitty pieces in understandable ways so everybody knows what's going on. They're just going to be there. They're just going to say, okay, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cops here because we think something weird's going on. And someone's going to say like, well, what's weird? I don't know, man, something weird. There's just a lot of cops here today, okay? Get over it. That's how this plays out. So, but yeah, that's just so unrealistic to me, because I'm somebody who has worked in certain types of areas that knows how the security and all in these situations might work. And at no time, let me tell you the truth here, at no time does anybody ever know everything that's going on during an event. Maybe one guy, but no one working at an event ever knows every single thing that's going on. So I had a really difficult time wrapping my head around that. And then people would just let him do stuff. Like, he would just smile and be like, hey, can I get in the back room? Why not? And they'd be like, you know what? This is for employees only, but you seem like such a nice guy. Come on in the back room and hang out. Let's have a conversation. And that's just kind of how this movie went. And honestly, I found it absolutely infuriating how nothing really seemed tense or any kind of atmosphere or anything. There was no moment that I felt a thrill. So this isn't necessarily a thriller. I never felt horrified or scared, so it's not a horror film. I did laugh a few times, and I don't know if they were necessarily in spots that I was supposed to laugh. So there's that. So maybe this was a comedy. I don't know. But all in all, guys, it just really lacked in a lot of substance. And like I said with the trailer, it did. It gave way too much away, because everything you need to know is right there in the trailer. And the only thing you don't know from the trailer is whether or not he's going to be able to pull this off. I just feel like there should have been something to kind of keep us blocked from knowing that, you know, Josh Hartnett, the main character, is the serial killer. And it also made it very, very difficult for me to get behind this guy and hope that he succeeds, because he's a serial killer. I don't want him to succeed. I want the police to catch him and arrest him and take him to prison or to some psychiatric ward or something. I don't know, but do your jobs. I mean, seriously, I do not think that the story and everything really came together in this film. There's a lot of just loose spots, in my opinion, from just a narrative. The dialogue also seems very strange. I can't put my finger on it, but it just didn't feel like it was real. Like, it didn't feel like modern day, but at the same time, it didn't feel like any other time period, to be perfectly honest. The actors, let's get into the positives, shall we? I've been going on and on enough on this, on things about them, because basically the whole story itself, so I'm going to have to stop because I can't give out any spoilers. So let's move into the positives. The first thing I want to say is I did like Josh Hartnett as the serial killer. I thought his acting was great, and honestly, in all honesty, watching him be a murderous Ned Flanders was really a lot of fun, and he did a really great job. This I also found interesting too. So the pop star in this movie's name is Lady Raven. And Lady Raven is not a real pop star. She is played by, I'm going to hope I get this right, Sakula Shyamalan. That's right, his other daughter, who is an actual musician. And what I have to say about that is that the music in this film was actually quite enjoyable. Come to find out, she had wrote 14 original songs for this movie. I know that they had to have played a good deal of them, because I kept noticing there were different songs. And I thought that was really cool. I'm like, wow, did he hire an artist to write all these different songs? They're very talented. And then to find out it was his daughter, who is a pop star. She does have a recording contract, or she is at least a recording artist, as far as I know. But yes, the music was great. I really enjoyed it, and I thought that aspect was really cool. So Josh Hartnett knocked it out of the ballpark in his acting. The music was pretty solid, but everything else in this was just super, super campy, and I just couldn't get behind it. If this movie was supposed to be funny, then maybe I could have got some more enjoyment out of this, but I don't think it was supposed to be funny. I think I was laughing at this movie and not with this movie. So yes, that's all I have to say about that, guys. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I would say this is a skip it and stream it out of pure curiosity. Unless you're a die-hard Shyamalan fan, then get out there, check this movie out. You've probably already seen the movie and you're just watching this to review to see if I like the movie. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you could do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.